Who owns your night? Maybe you think nobody. Maybe you think night is the last place that still belongs to you, when the world quiets and your thoughts finally arrive. But listen closely, the night is crowded. It's busy with things you don't see. It's a marketplace for attention, a battleground for sleep, a web of cameras and LEDs and invisible auctions deciding which ad finds your eyes at 2 a.m. The night is not empty. It's already rented out. I only realized this walking home late one evening, when the neighborhood didn't go dark. Porches were on, garages were on, the gas station canopy was so bright it erased the stars. And the supermarket across the road wore a halo of light like it didn't know what time it was. My window glowed before I even turned on a lamp. It felt like someone else had drawn the outline of my life after sundown and handed me the script. Who owns your night? If the question sounds dramatic, consider this. Most people on Earth now live under skies so bright they can see the Milky Way. In North America and Europe, that's almost everyone. An entire galaxy erased by our porch lights. The darkness we evolved with the one that shaped our bodies. The way our hormones rise and fall like tides is being pulled apart by the electric day we VA stretched into the wrong hours. A chronobiologist once told me, your brain is not a light bulb you can switch off. It's a clock that needs the signal of darkness to organize your repairs. When we push against that signal, night after night, the consequences show up quietly at first groggy mornings. A little more irritability, but over years, the risks grow teeth. Long-term night shift work has been linked to higher rates of heart disease, metabolic issues, and certain cancers. Not because night is cursed, but because we weren't built to run our engines at full speed in a world with no dusk. And yet, someone needs to keep the lights on. Meet the people who actually own more of the night than any of us. Nurses on floor 13. Delivery drivers threading the veins of a city cleaners, resetting the stage, coders releasing updates at 3 a.m. so your app wakes up smiling. The night economy is essential, but who decides how it works? Who gets to sleep and who doesn't? Who profits off the hours most of us never see? Watch the line at a 24-hour warehouse at 1 a.m. Carts rolling, scanners chirping, algorithms assigning routes and breaks. The schedule on the wall wasn't printed by a human. It was generated. This is the part we rarely talk about. Our nights are partially controlled by code. If you're a gig worker, an app decides when demand spikes, how much your time is worth, whether you get dinged for turning down a job that would push you past exhaustion into the quiet edges of dawn. And for the rest of us at home, the economy of the night feels softer, but it's relentless. Autoplay rolls credits and doesn't wait for your permission. A little box asks, are you still watching? The truthful answer is, yes, but not by choice. The world's most sophisticated persuasion machines have learned something simple: our defenses are lower when we retired. At 2 a.m., your feed is a different river. The ads change. The recommendations lean toward comfort, toward impulse, toward the itch that won't resolve. It's not a conspiracy, it's design. In an information-rich world, the most valuable resource is your attention, and the night is when it's cheapest to buy. There's another kind of ownership at night. Tutha, literal kind. Street by street, city by city, our public darkness is being managed. LED streetlights saved energy, but in many places we installed the cold, blue-rich kind that trespasses into bedrooms and scatters upwards into sky glow. Satellites often underestimate this, because they don't see the blue the way our eyes do. People think they gained safety. Sometimes they did. But we rarely ask, safety for whom? At what brightness? At what cost? In San Diego, a network of smart streetlights went up to save energy and collect traffic data. Later, residents learned the built-in cameras were also used by police to investigate crimes. Depending on who you ask, that sounded like common sense or like a quiet expansion of surveillance under the banner of efficiency. The city paused the program. Trust took a hit. And yet, the grid keeps getting smarter, the sensors keep multiplying, and each new eye has a reason. Meanwhile, beyond our windows, the animals that once owned the night are paying rent they never agreed to. Moths and insects drawn to light die in spirals they can't escape. Migratory birds confuse office towers for stars. In a single city, on a single bad night, thousands can fall. Ecologists will tell you darkness is a habitat and ecosystem, as real as any forest stand. We are fragmenting it with bulbs and bravado. But it's not all erosion. Some places are drawing a line. In Flagstaff, Arizona, the city has managed its light carefully for decades, shielding fixtures and pointing them down to protect the dark. France introduced rules to dim shop fronts after 1 in the morning. Cities like Amsterdam and London have appointed nightmares to represent the needs of the evening economy and those who live beside it. Labor laws in parts of Europe and some US cities now require predictable schedules, which for night workers can mean the difference between a life and a fog. And the movement formerly known as the International Dark Sky Association, now Dark Sky International, has helped communities reclaim the stars, one fixture at a time. Still, rules can fix everything if our culture keeps treating the night as a frontier to be conquered. Another market to be opened. Another hour to monetize. The question returns. Who owns your night? Is it your boss, who expects emails at all hours? Your landlord's security floodlights, which slip under your blinds? The data brokers who know when you re-up and what you click when you can sleep? The platforms that line up little dopamine pellets and whisper just one more? Maybe it's none of them. Maybe ownership is the wrong word. Night isn't a product you buy. It's a commons you participate in. It's a rhythm you negotiate with your neighbors, your city, your body. And yet, if you don't claim it, someone else already has. I think about a memory. I'm 9, lying on a car hood in late summer. The metal's still warm. My father points out a pale river across the sky and tells me it's where we live. I don't know what he means, but I feel at the scale of the thing. The smallness of us, the privilege of being awake while most of the world sleeps. There was no notification then, no sponsored content leaning in with a suggestion. Just the long breath of night and the shared admission that we re-temporary and that is okay. We can't go back, but we can decide what forward looks like. We can pick warmer bulbs and dim them where they don't need to be bright. We can ask our cities for shields instead of glare, for policies that respect the nocturnal as a public good. We can support workers who hold the night together, so the cost of our convenience doesn't land on a few exhausted shoulders. We can set our phones to say no on our behalf. We can put tape over the little blue LED that shouts from the speaker like a midnight lighthouse. Above all, we can remember that the night has its own citizens, bats, foxes, the patient constellations, and our invitation to live among them was never a deed. It was a trust. When we dim the lights, when we let the stars through, when we give ourselves permission to be unreachable, we're not losing productivity, we're honoring the other half of the day. So, who owns your night? Perhaps it's best if no one does. Perhaps the point is to share it carefully, deliberately, with boundaries and with wonder so that, when you look up at whatever sky your city allows, you can say, "This hour is not for sale." And then, finally, let it be dark. Thank you very much for watching the video to the end. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like and comment to share your opinion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends. See you in the next video. Be well.